Welcome to the Automotive Blockchain channel, everybody. Hey, we are going to kick off real quick with a quick article that came in from Automotive News. So I wanted to go ahead and review that. But before we do, you know what to do. Go ahead, click the click the like button, subscribe if you like the content you are seeing here. Actually, I'm also going to turn on my camera. Alrighty, so folks, well, what we have here, what in the world is going on with my camera? Get out of the way. I know you have technical issues sometimes, folks. It just is what it is. All right, so see if we can place this down here. So automakers burnish green cred with blockchain. Now, here's the thing. China has been going through a lot of awesome, let's just say, growth as it pertains to blockchain. Like many other countries in the world, they are way ahead of the United States efforts. And you may be thinking, wait a minute, the US is #1 in so many different things. Well, not in some of the things that count, such as education, but we won't get into that. Here we go. So in this particular case, you have to think about this for yourself. The central government in China targets 15 pilot zones, identifies several areas of innovation application of blockchain technology. Now, this is not a pick on what the United States is not doing. It's just a matter of saying that when it comes to this form of technology, it is going to be the countries that are located in the Pacific, South Pacific, specifically, the Asian markets that are going to be the ones that are forging ahead in this technology the most. And, so you can kind of look at it from this perspective. When it came to the dot-com era back in the 2000s, it was the United States that pretty much led that push. When it came to computing, as it pertains to the IBMs and the Apples of the world, it was the United States that pushed that as far as the technological front goes. When it's coming to blockchain, unfortunately, at this point in time, it's not necessarily the United States. Now, that being said, though, the United States is definitely influential. So we'll continue on. So in this particular case, the automakers turned their focus to zero-emission cars and light trucks. And everybody knows, who has not been living underneath a rock, knows that most manufacturers, well, I'll just say, be honest with you, all manufacturers are pushing towards zero emissions to meet the upcoming regulations going into 2030 through 2035. And cars and light trucks are definitely going to be a part of that. So as a result, blockchain technology is going to help with some of these particular regulations that are coming and rules that are being put in place in order to help, as it says right here, aid efforts to slash costs amid cutthroat competition as these particular companies begin to emerge in getting their hands on this technology and their arms around this technology. So Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Toyota, and many others have outlawed all sorts of approaches for adopting decentralized ledger technology, which includes blockchain and blockchains such as Bitcoin, etc. Car makers here, in this particular article, car makers here that are in China are actively following suit. So just before the Lunar Year, China's central government said, hey, we're going to select a whole bunch of pilot zones, 15 of them, that are going to identify some innovative applications in blockchain technology. So areas such as Shanghai, Beijing, and Guangzhou now are nominated for inclusion in all 164 entities. And we're talking about from banks to power utilities to local government departments, automotive manufacturers, etc., that are going to be participating in this. And one particular automotive manufacturer, SAIC-GM-Wuling, and yes, GM is in there as part of this. And just so you know, this SAIC-GM-Wuling is actually an EV, a very large EV company located in China. I believe it's on the southwestern side of China, southern side of China, and they make EV vehicles. Now, that being said, in this, a lot of people, and I'm going to be very brief in this video in this sense, is a lot of people are saying to themselves, well, okay, I get this idea. What exactly is blockchain? I understand that China may be influential in this, but here's one of the reasons why. Blockchain has to be able to solve problems. Keep this in mind. Blockchain has to solve problems. So when you look at the highlight on the screen, to improve efficiency of its supply chain, SAIC-GM-Wuling has begun to use distributed ledger, a digital record of transactions and contracts that are maintained in a decentralized form across different locations. The company expects the system to reduce paper usage by as much as 10 million sheets a year and cut costs around $2.5 million. All right. Now, granted, a large company like that, a whole bunch of sheets of paper, hey, it could be a big deal. $2.5 million is not a small amount of money by any stretch of the imagination. Anybody would want that as a net profit associated with their bottom line. So I look at this and I say, please keep this in mind, is that distributed ledger technology needs to solve a problem. And when it solves a problem, then you know that anything associated with it has a better chance of surviving. So all of those people out there that are focused on these cryptocurrencies and all that sort of stuff, you got to pump the brakes in your butts, okay? Because if the cryptocurrency is not attached to a technology, a blockchain, a distributed ledger technology that solves real world problems, has real world utility, go ahead and put that thing in the trash can in the long run, because it's not going to stand the test of time. All right. So if it doesn't have a store of value, of significance, if it's not solving any payment rails, et cetera, just kind of throw it away, in my humble opinion. Again, it's not investment advice. Do your own research on that, but that's my personal opinion on there. All right. So you can see it's going to be solving a problem, guys, by saving money. Now, that being said, I kind of want to scroll down a little bit, because the technology overall in and of itself, it goes on to say this: many people still find blockchain technology abstract and hard to understand. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are the best known examples of how technology is used. But see, here's the thing: decentralized ledgers have lots and lots of other applications for car companies and motorists like the actual drivers of the vehicles. An example of this would be BMW. BMW is using blockchain technology and distributed ledger technology in a following way. And actually, they're using a couple of ways. This particular way is to make life easier for consumers when buying secondhand cars, and helping the consumers to independently verify whether the vehicle has been involved in an accident or was regularly serviced. And that's an important thing. And I want to add in this in here, because BMW also has another, or BMW as well as Volkswagen, et cetera, have another avenue of this, and that is verifying that the parts associated with it are legit, meaning OEM sourced parts. All right. So you have an entity such as BMW, one of the best known luxury automotive manufacturers here in the United States. And obviously it's a German company, and they're using it to help people buy pre-owned vehicles, okay? And verify that the mileage is good, verify that the vehicle's been serviced properly. And when I say mileage is good, I'm referring to the amount of fraud that is associated with odometers, okay? So that's one of the things that they have been working on in the past. Now, here's the thing, folks: over the next couple of decades, you are going to find and expect that more automotive manufacturers, not just those in China, they're going to be doing things to cut costs. They're going to be doing things to help further decentralize the way that they are deploying the technologies in the vehicles. Then what I mean by decentralized, meaning that the infrastructure, the city infrastructure associated with where you, the motorist, are driving your vehicle, it's going to be more integrated in with that. And the data that is associated with your vehicle, literally a computer on wheels, is going to be able to talk with different type of systems in a decentralized fashion. So it won't be siloed into one particular computer system. It'll be decentralized into a whole bunch of different nodes all across the infrastructure. And this way your vehicle would have a life cycle in there. So I said all this to say this, is that keep in mind that things are going to be changing rapidly, and there are going to be a lot of regulations. There are going to be a lot of standards set. Now, myself, I want to let everybody know that there is a consortium out there that has members around the world. And I'm happy to say that I am actually a consultant to that consortium, and the consortium's name is MOBI. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and bring their little website up here real quick for everybody, just so you can see it, dlt.mobi. All right. And on my screen, you'll be able to see what DLT MOBI is about. This is not necessarily an advertisement for them. I'm just letting you know that if you are interested in understanding some of the standards about them, and you just want to do your own personal reading, again, do your own research. That is my humble opinion. This is independent of MOBI completely. Do your own research and get an idea of what some of the solutions, the standards, and things that companies are working on in the industry, because you start to get a little bit more knowledge and say, wait a minute, I've been driving around in this car for all this time. I didn't know they were working on this. So there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think of the video. Get a little like, a little subscribe, know how it works with the algorithms. It helps me out. All right, everyone, I look forward to seeing you next time on the Automotive Blockchain channel. Thank you, everyone.